Testing, checking live audio here at Ernie Smith Reserve ahead of round 18 between the SD Raiders and University of New South Wales. Kick-off at 5 p.m. Raiders entertain the University of New South Wales. Pete Pryor with you this evening. Absolute pleasure to have your company, of course, as it always is, wherever it is in the world you may be tuning in from. Two sides newly promoted to the state's top flight for 2026. Face off for the first time at Ernie Smith Reserve in the top flight. Plenty of history between the two sides in the League 1 and 2 men's competitions. Another chapter about to be written here at Ernie Smith. The lineups are in, so let's take you through how each side starts ahead of kickoff here in round 18. For the hosts, the Southern District Raiders, Michael Figueira takes his place between the sticks. Number 4 is Cooper Hannigan. 6 is Lockie Everett. 8 and captain, of course, James Letter. 10, Luka Knezovic. 12, Lockie McGrath. 14, Noah Kinese. 18, Charlie Ragg. 21, Seb Malfara. 37, Robert Aramugo. And 47, Ethan Bevan. For the University of New South Wales, one change to the side, which was victorious last week. At home, of course, against the Wolves. Out drops Liam Wood. Claudio Fabiano, club captain, returns to the starting 11 this week. Their full starting 11 as follows. The number 1, of course, goalkeeper Tristan Prendergast. The 2, Timothy Wolfill. 3, Emilio Vinci. 5, as we said, Claudio Fabiano. 6, Grant Lynch. 11, Jack Fulton. 14, Lockie Campbell. 17, their top goal scorer this season in Jayden Harb. 18, Connor Quilligan. 19, Ollie Pufflet. And 20, Anthony Barbich. Referee this evening, Nick McKay, who came through the Football Queensland setup. Respected, award-winning referee, in fact.
Number 6, Lachlan Everett. 8,
we're not far away from kickoff.
Number 10, Luca.
Here at Ernie Smith. Referee Nick McKay
Lachlan McGrath.
just synchronising his watches. The whistle blows and away we go. Here in round 18, it is the University of New South Wales getting us underway, kicking from right to left on your screens.
37,
Going long immediately is Prendergast.
47, Ethan Bevan.
Tough contest, I should say. I'll get my words out eventually. It's only early days as well. Robert Aramugo involved. Aramugo, of course, last season's League 1 Men's Player of the Year. Joining up with the Raiders in the top flight this season. Giving chase again there was Aramugo. Bounce isn't kind for Fabiano, but able to clear are the students. Only momentarily. Lynch gets ahead to it. Hooked around the corner. It's all too far ahead of Fulton, all the way back to Figueira. Figueira, of course, who you may remember was sent off in this fixture last season, or the reverse fixture, I should say, at the Village Green. Bizarre circumstances as well, as he came out of his area, handled the ball, just losing his bearings momentarily. Had a big impact on the result as well, with the students ending up victorious in that one. Should be regulation for Prendergast, and it is. Prendergast, who's been ever present between the sticks for the students since round 2. 5 clean sheets to his name as well for the Cairns-born custodian. He might have some work to do again here as the Raiders are on the move. It was Knezovic just on a different wavelength there to both Kianese and Aramugo. It looked promising just for a moment there for Luka Knezovic. little while between drinks for these Southern District Raiders as well. Of course, haven't played in the league since all the way back on the 16th of May. Had cup action since then, of course, as they progress to the semi-finals of the Waratah Cup for the second straight season. Figueroa composed, rolls it out to the feet there of Cooper Hannigan. It's Quilligan. Back to Fabiano, all the way back to Prendergast. As we said, the Raiders in semi-final action of the Waratah Cup. They'll be taking on Apia Leichhardt. Tradition meets ambition. As Bevan uses his body just to watch that over the byline. It's back on that Cup semi-final, of course. If the Raiders are victorious, it would mark another milestone. What has been a real upward trajectory over the last number of years. It would be their first Waratah Cup final. Their focus is firmly here today, though, as Cooper Hannigan is flagged offside. Both sides just feeling each other out somewhat in the opening 5 minutes, the opening knockings of this one here. It's a fixture which perhaps history shows may favour the University of New South Wales. It's 1-1 last time these two sides met back in February. 2 victories in the League One competition for the University of New South Wales last season. The previous season, back in 2024, it was a 0-0 draw at this venue. The 2-0 win for the Raiders, so they have tasted victory. It's been a couple of years, though, and they've got some defending to do. Fulton bearing down on goal. Is there contact in the back? Referee Nick McKay waves it away. Well, an early talking point here. Quilligan had timed his run to perfection there to unlock the corridor. Weighted the ball well for Fulton. Nick McKay ruling the contact was negligible. Now the Raiders look to get on the front foot immediately. Knezovic intelligently letting it run there for Hannigan. Sizing up the strike, takes a wicked deflection on the way through and half cleared as far as Everett. Malfara now. Kinese hoisted in. Knezovic gets his head to it in a roundabout sort of way. Danger dealt with, and now Fabiano hoists it forward again towards Quilligan. Raiders repel the latest advances made by the University of New South Wales. There's still some discussions ongoing just in front of our vantage points here from the University of New South Wales coaching staff, asking some questions of the fourth official from that penalty shout just a minute or two ago. Vinci was looking for the return pass, but it was left too far ahead of him. Cooper Hannigan is just being instructed to march back about 5 or so yards to take the throw in from where the ball actually left the field of play. Manages to steal a yard or two back and hoist it in straight onto the head of Lynch. Well dug out by Vinci, and now again hoisted forwards. It's Quilligan. There's a tug on the jersey there as well. Still going here, Quilligan. Good strength to retain possession. Now, Jyden Harb rolled in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. They're queuing up here. It's a sharp save from Figueroa and hooked clear by Malfara. Another real sign of danger from the University. First real moment of action there for Michael Figueira. Here's Harb. Giving Vinci something to chase. It's all the way into the path of Figueiro, who was waiting for it. Hannigan steals a few yards too many for the referee's liking there. Keen to get on with it. And, well, apologies if any of that language has come through over the effects mic, but you may have heard exactly what Cooper Hannigan thought there. Nalfara weaving through traffic away from the challenge of Harb. Aramigo felt he was impeded by Lynch, but I fancy he probably wasn't going to get there anyway. Here is Lynch. Flick around the corner from Harb, who's then very physical in the contest, but it pops out kindly for Knezovic. And now Everett, assessing the options in front, goes square to letter. Chinese's waiting for the delivery in the box. He would be the favoured target. Here's Knezovic, though, as the Raiders keep the ball on the deck, just pushing and probing and patient. As Hannigan hoists it somewhat impatiently straight into the palms of Tristan Prendergast. Game perhaps just starting to open up a fraction inside 10 minutes here at Ernie Smith. If you are just joining us here in round 18, absolute pleasure to have your company, of course, on the Football New South Wales channels. Pete Pryor with you. Still all locked up at 0-0 here. Hannigan gives a wall pass. He'll get the ball back as well and clip one into the sort of half space there for Aramigo. Lynch's favourite to get there and does. Clip forward towards Fulton. Brought down Bevan. Nick McKay, the referee, of course, keen to just keep the ball in play. Lynch will send it forward again. Again, the contest between Fulton and Bevan. Well, the ball had left the field of play in any case. Again, Hannigan hoisting it forward towards Chianese. Fabiano did well to get body position. Raiders coaching staff unhappy with the direction of the throw-in. Lynch rising above Aramigo there. Fulton will look to help it on, and here comes Connor Quilligan. Oh, Ollie Pufflet, my apologies. Here is Pufflet. Now that's Harb. What's cooking here? Vinci. This is Quilligan, who will clip it towards the back stick sort of area. Letter and Lockie McGrath happy to watch that behind. Raiders now working their way forwards, and that's a wonderful looking pass as well. Lockie Campbell winning the contest for the students just as danger was looming large. Here's Vinci. And The top it goes into the path of Harb. He's quick, but not quite that quick. The former South Coast Flame star man. He's been the star man for the university this season as well. As we said, their top goal scorer so far. 8 goals from his 15 starts for the 20-year-old. Fabiano under a bit of pressure there, trusting his goalkeeper's feet again. Who will hoist it back over halfway. Here's Chianizo, though, who looks to hook it over his shoulder. Charlie Ragg was giving chase. The lion's share of possession in favour of the Raiders as McGrath slaloms through and picks a good pass indeed. Halted, though, by the linesperson's flag on this near touchline. Runners just going a fraction of a second early, perhaps. Charlie Ragg, who drew the eye of the linesperson on that occasion, and the university resume hostilities here. That's not an intelligent backheel from Knezovic, straight into the path of Pufflet. The Travella delivery. It's picked out and then hooked clear again by Malfara. Only as far as Quilligan, who will try the audacious. A little too audacious, even for his precocious talents. Just skewing off the outside of the right boot there of Connor Quilligan. Still looking for his first goal for the university, of course. Connor Quilligan, 7 starts so far for the season, start number 8 this evening. Knezovic, that's a better pass. Wide is Hannigan. Measuring the delivery towards Aramugo, repelled once again. Vinci. Towards Pufflet, Bevan should get there and does. Read the situation very well. Good positioning there from Ethan Bevan. Everett just helps it on to Knezovic, who will look to switch the points of attack. Well, it's another cheap sort of giveaway there from Luka Knezovic, and Pufflet's got a bit of space, but difficult one to sort of bring out of the evening sky here. Hannigan is bundled off it after the ball was gone. Will play on. Balabic sweeps it wide to Woolfield. Lockie Campbell. Woolfield again. Slaloming forward now. Driven in towards Pufflet. Knotted clear only as far as Harb. Might have thought about the shot there. Instead, looked to scoop it over the top towards Campbell, who was maybe just caught on his heels a bit there, Lockie Campbell. Smart turn from Knezovic, now looking for that slide rule ball again. It's Aramugo, who has Hannigan cutting inside, and Aramugo draws the contact and wins the free kick. A chance for these Raiders to deliver something here. Knezovic standing over this one. Letter will walk away and leave it to his number 10. Perhaps not the angle to go the direct route to goal here, so we'll look to just swing it away from Prendergast. Crowded massive bodies in the penalty area. As it's swung in by Knezovic, it's a teasing, tantalising sort of delivery. Aramugo threw himself at it. But it will just result in a goal kick at the end of it. A very good technician from set pieces, though, is Knezovic, as we saw from that wicked delivery, just swung away from Prendergast. Thought about coming to claim and opted not to. Here's Chianese. Helped on very nicely indeed. 2 to aim for in the middle, including Knezovic! Oh, what a save that is! Tristan Prendergast with a very strong paw to it. Grant Lynch got his head to it as well to diffuse any further danger that was brewing from the follow-up. First real clear sort of chance for the Raiders there. The head of Knezovic denied by the strong hand of Tristan Prendergast. Lynch just gets a leg to it. Awkward sort of body position. Body shape there. But whatever works, needs must. Here's Lynch again. More conventional piece of defending that time. The veteran, of course, Grant Lynch. Almost ever present for the University this season. Started every game except round 4. 32-year-old arrived this season from Blacktown. Vinci hoists it back into play. Falls kindly for Fulton. Looks to play it into the channel there towards Pufflet. It's dealt with again by Ethan Bevan. Lynch. Back to Fabiano. Warfield twisting and turning and retaining possession very well indeed. He'll swing it into the area. Ollie Pufflet with a diving, stooping header straight into the breadbasket of Figueira. Fancy if it was a metre or so either side with the real sort of pace had it had on it. May have hit the back of the net. Figueira stood strong. Intelligent from Ollie Pufflet though to just use the pace of the delivery to guide it goalwards, and Cooper Hannigan is getting a stern telling off from Principal McKay. Stealing a couple of yards too many for the referee's liking once again. Everett had Jordan Harb in his back. He's exchanging passes with his skipper there in Letter before Figueira sends it back up towards halfway. Chianese let it run. Vinci will get there for the University. Pufflet, who's dropped a bit deeper now to get some touches on the ball. He still wants it. Absolutely screaming for the ball is Ollie Pufflet. It won't reach him though as Everett gets a toe to it and finds Knezovic. Can they break quickly here? These Raiders. They can, but well, all of a sudden, nearly opened up again. Prendergast did well to come off his line and get a fist to it ahead of the head of Aramugo. And now the University look to counter-punch through Pufflet. Oh, intelligent defending from James Lesser. Took his time, didn't dive into the challenge, and just took it straight, clean and true off the toe of Ollie Pufflet. Bit of an aimless ball forward there from Cooper Hannigan. Pufflet can't quite win it in the air under the challenge of Bevan. Here's Hannigan. Again, into the channel it goes. That's a much better pass from Hannigan. Into the path of Aramugo, but Fabiano watched him all the way. Able to just poke it into touch. Referee just having some words here, unhappy with perhaps the vociferous nature of some of the appeals from some of the students. Back underway through Hannigan. Stayed in play. Hannigan will look to weave his way inside and now switch the point of attack to the far touchline. Here's Everett. Everett will strike. Nicky Everett struck it cleanly enough. Put his laces right through it there, but always rising. We're into the 25th minute. This game has absolutely flown by. We played at a very good tempo between two sides who know each other well, as we said, both promoted to the state's top flight. Really justifiably earning promotion. The two best sides in the League One men's competition last year. Southern District Raiders, of course, won the most games in the competition last season, winning one more than the University. But it was the University who finished top of the Pops, of course, automatic promotion for them. The Raiders had to do it the hard way in that Pro-Rel playoff against the Central Coast Mariners, winning over two legs, 3-2 on aggregate. They, in particular, much lauded for their real front foot, in-your-face, swashbuckling style of football that Goran Laboya has them playing. A joy to watch when they get into full flight. Again, tonight they've had the Lions' share of possession and perhaps looking to increase the tempo a little bit here. Clips over the top. Aramugo can't quite bring it under his spell. Fabiano. Not the best clearance from Claudio Fabiano. Allows the Raiders to march forward again. Knezovic looked to just roll it into the path of Aramugo. Blocked off initially. Hannigan can't retain possession though. Pufflet gets there ahead of Everett. Now Ha. Inverting there was Vinci, but Bevan again. Expert in those positions, Ethan Bevan. Just leaving the throw in there for his number 3 in Vinci. It's a heavy first touch from Pufflet, but does well to retain it. Quilligan will shift it on now to Lockie Campbell. Get the return pass as well, Campbell. Back with Fabiano, under a bit of pressure, but cool as you like there. Just skips away from the press of Aramugo. Fabiano has been through it all with the University of New South Wales, the club captain, rising all the way from the League 2 men's competition. Here's Aramugo. Well, he's offside. We may come back for the free kick for the foul there on Cooper Hannigan. Or will we? We will indeed, as signalled by Nick McKay. This time it will be Seb Malfara to deliver. He was on the score sheet in that aforementioned Pro-Rel playoff at this venue last season. Absolute wonder strike against the Central Coast Mariners. This perhaps a little too far out for even his capabilities. But a wall of green to aim for. Just hoisted in. Wicked delivery again, this time from Malfara, but the contact from the challenge from Chianese, and well, it's getting a little bit heated out there as well. Referee Nick McKay is going to have a bit of sorting out to do here as he just sends those green shirts away. Tristan Prendergast has come a long way off his line, meanwhile, to have a quick chat with Ollie Pufflet. That looking just a little bit more tactical. Nick McKay just involved in deep discussion here with Chianese and the university captain there, Claudio Fabiano. Just calling for cooler heads, perhaps. Well, it's a very brisk evening here in Moorebank, but the action is certainly keeping us warm. Bit of a heated moment there. Another talking point. In a game which, as we tick into the half-hour mark, hasn't yielded any goals so far, but no shortage of talking points. Sent high up into the evening sky by Malfara, nodded on by Chianese. Pelican will get there ahead of Aramugo. Aramugo will win it back. Knezovic will shift it on. Now it's Lockie McGrath. Letter. Sliding challenge there from Anthony Barabic. Barabic, another new signing this season from the university. Well, by the university, I should say. Spent a number of years at the Wanderers Academy, did Barabic. Cool as you like there again is Hannigan. Bevan now. He's being converged on by a sea of yellow and black shirts and forced to hook it clear, but straight into touch. Hannigan will nod it back into touch, and the university able to eat up some territory here. Vinci with the latest throw in. Pufflet just nods it straight back to Vinci. He juggles his way past Hannigan initially, but juggles his way straight into touch. Hannigan has played his way into trouble there. It's Pufflet. Now it's Harb. Takes it to the byline and clips it in straight into the palms of the awaiting Figuera. Knezovic wants it on this near touchline. Bevan instead opts to go central to Everett. Letter now striding over halfway. Turning it over, that's uncharacteristic from Captain Letter. Aramugo, the latest to draw the ire of the referee's whistle. Pass is left a long way behind Vinci. Hannigan is very keen to get things on the move. He's thrown it straight into the chest of Lynch, though. He'll get another go here, Hannigan. Harb trucking back, not shirking his defensive duties. Prendergast. Very cool there, but perhaps a little too cool. He's driven it straight to the chest of Malfara, who hooks it upfield in search of Chianese. Here's Everett. What's cooking here for the Raiders? Aramugo. Lynch was able to just poke his foot through the legs of Aramugo and win the defensive battle. Lockie McGrath now for the Raiders. Letter. Chianese. Oh, that's a wonderful ball into the wide channel. And again, green shirts arriving in the box. They'll just look to recycle here. Now Chianese will deliver towards Aramugo. Lynch with a head to it first. Danger not dealt with yet, though. Malfara rides a challenge, gets back to his feet and helps it on to Knezovic. Now, Everett. Chianese can't weave his way inside. University defensive wall remaining strong and impenetrable so far. Prendergast only called into meaningful action once so far from the head of Knezovic. Sliding challenges from Pufflet. Bevan rides it nicely, and referee Nick McKay just waited to see how play would develop. No advantage accrued there for the Raiders, so we will come back for the free kick, the sliding challenge there of Ollie Pufflet, and a shake of the hands with the man that he inflicted that on, Ethan Bevan. Free kick taken too quickly for the referee's liking, so we'll come back in Malfara. Perhaps we'll look to hoist it into the area. The aerial threats all moving forward. As Malfara does send it towards the edge of the area. It is repelled as far as Everett. Hoisted in. Second ball falls kindly for Knezovic. Not far away. Tristan Prendergast confident that he had his angles correct there. Who's been the real threat so far in this one has Luka Knezovic for the Southern District Raiders. Looking for his third goal of the season. He was a hero, of course, back in round 11 where he scored the winner against St George FC. His last goal, in fact, in that 1-0 victory for the Raiders. Prendergast is under pressure. It's Knezovic! He does have goal number 3 of the season. We were just speaking about it. He was a hero back in round 11. And as Prendergast got himself tangled in knots, Luka Knezovic seized the moment. The Raiders hit the front here at Ernie Smith.
First goal for the evening to SD Raiders, Luka Knezovic.
Well, about 10 or so minutes to go until half-time. Luka Knezovic struck at the heart of the university here. Advantage Raiders. Prendergast is just going to have to dust himself off. Move on from that one very quickly indeed. No time to dwell on these sorts of things, particularly in a game as up-tempo as this. Hannigan now giving chase. Well defended again from Lynch. Pretty clear handball there from Vinci as the ball just eluded him. Would have just been a throw-in, but bounced up Didn't look intentional. It was a very awkward sort of bounce there for Vincey. He knew immediately what he'd done. This time it will be Hannigan to take the resultant restart. Knezovic just waved away from it. Hanging outside the area looking for the scraps of the second ball, and it might just fall for him here. It's nodded just over his head and out of his grasp, and Harb will complete the clearance as far as halfway. Sliced pass there, allowing Hannigan to steal in. Now it's Aramugo who will hook it over his shoulder towards Cairnese, and defended at the last available moment there by Lockie Campbell. The danger was really looming large again. Has the strength from Lynch, but doesn't have the pass to match. He's given it straight to the feet of Malfara. That's not who you want to play the pass to. Everett shifts it on. Fabiano had body position there, and he's joined by Lockie Campbell to complete the defensive action. Charlie Ragg continues to provide headaches down that side of the field. Of course, the Raiders left or the University's right, whichever perspective you're looking at it from. Full two. Over the top it goes. Vincey's giving chase, but Figueroa should get there fairly comfortably and does. As the Raiders again look to play their way through the press. It's Bevan now. Good ball to pick the lock that from Bevan. Ball playing defender and good feet as well from Knezovic to create a couple of yards of separation and find Aramugo. Clipped in by Hannigan. Defended well enough. It was Letter who was furthest forward. Pufflet gets ahead to it first. Turned over right on halfway though to Malfara. Ragg now. The stops to keep possession play, the high percentage pass there. Bevan. Hannigan now. Again into the channel it goes, but Lynch again, first to Mesets. Here's the goal scorer, of course, Knezovic. Hannigan intelligently letting it run and spinning away from the challenge there of Pufflet. Letter again swings it wide. Lockie McGrath now. Back with Letter. We're going to have an early change here just before half time. For the Southern District Raiders. We'll bring you an update on that in just a moment. Pufflet though, advancing. Letting it run initially and then drilling it low and hard and repelled again by the Raiders. Here's Knezovic dropping deep. Hannigan now wants to try and go through the gears on this near touch line. Unable to do so and will remain down on the turf in some discomfort. So an update on that change. Yakov Malbasa was being stripped and readied. They may have just reconsidered that though, these Raiders. Cooper Hannigan meanwhile back to his feet and instructed to get on with it by referee McKay. Aramugo is flagged offside. Looked like the correct decision. Stole a march a yard or two on Fabiano there. Looked like he was certainly the closest player to Tristan Prendergast when the ball was played. Jakov Melbasa, meanwhile, I can tell you, is putting his jumper back on. It looks like the Raiders will wait until half-time to make that change. Meanwhile, here's Jyden Harb, who drills it into the area. Jack Fulton. It was a little theatrical, in all fairness, there from Fulton. And the Raiders are just keen to get on with it and mount another raid of their own. Rag. Now, Knezovic. Knezovic from range, well, always rising. Rising so much so, in fact, that it's cleared the protective netting behind the goals there. Knezovic certainly not short on confidence following his earlier goal. One didn't quite have the quality to match his confidence there. Prendergast does get us back underway, sending it over halfway. Malfara first to rise to meet it, followed by Everett, but straight to the feet of Quilligan. Tries to weave his way through traffic, unable to do so. Here's Knezovic for the Raiders. Hannigan. Everett, under a bit of pressure, just moves it on first time. Hannigan will go all the way back to Figueira in goal. He will send it over halfway first time. Now here's a physical contest. We all look forward to Lynch v Chianese. Sliding challenge missing from Knezovic there. Vinci, I should say. My apologies. Tangling now with Hannigan. Okay. Again, just waiting to see how it would play out. Let's just see just how much added time will be added on here as we tick into the final few seconds of the regulation 45. Didn't get a clear look at the board from the fourth official there, but it seems as if he indicated 2 minutes to be added on here. So into added time at the end of the first stanza. That's Ernie Smith. The Raiders hold the advantage so far. Fabiano first to meet it with his head. Fulton. Good looking ball here for Ollie Pufflet. Blocked off the line just about from Ethan Bevan, who's been fantastic in the opening stages here. Figueira was beaten, Bevan was not. University denied once again, but they will have a corner for their troubles. Big timber forward, of course, Grant Lynch into the equation now. Delivery into the 6-yard box is comfortably claimed by Figueira, who perhaps might fancy there may be one last chance in the half here. Malfara trying to switch the point of attack. It's easily cut out there by Campbell. Chianese now. Again, looking for that raking crossfield ball for the Raiders. Knezovic and Rag both giving chase, neither unable to retain it. University look to counter punch, and it's a tough challenge there from Lockie Everett. Sending it over the grandstands on the far side of the field. That might just about be that. And maybe just enough time for one last chance. Is there? There is not. Referee Nick McKay signals that'll do for the first stanza here at Ernie Smith. A real pulsating, high-octane affair between these two newish kids on the block anyway. It's the Raiders who go into the sheds, the happier of the sides at the interval. They lead the University of New South Wales by 1-0, courtesy of Luka Knezovic. We're off for a short break here in Moorebank, but don't go away. We'll be back to bring you second half action in about 15 or so minutes' time.
A sunny afternoon around Sydney town. Looking forward to how this game goes. Oh, jeez. I tell you what, that is plucky. Lawal just got his rump in. A wipe with a towel. We're in injury time as we speak. Still waiting for the board. I think it's going to be 1 minute of additional time. And as the ball comes inside, a goal. Well, he got himself in a lovely position. The Sky Blues. There's Lawal has got possession. Lawal now teetering in the area, has the shot, goes past Hillside. Just like the first half, he gets the opening goal. They're on the charge for another here. Abdul Rahman, dangerous, inside. Lawal, he's coming back and being told it's Lawal now. Works it on, here's a chance. Abdul Rahman, another goal. Check on the googly machine. Now Lawal's got the chance. Yep, make it 4.
This is a really important kick of the football. From 12 yards, Jack Fulton scores!
Kobayashi. Nizam peeling to his left is Kobayashi, but Nizam will take the shot and he buries it. Khan Nizam. Nizam in front of him. 1-2 from Jack Stewart. He gets a better side of him. Michael Cooter cuts it back, looking for Court, and Max Court finds the back of the net. And just like that, Apia. Kobayashi skips inside and has Fong to his right, and Cameron Fong will get to it first and can measure a nice ball in, cutback ball. Onto the penalty spot it goes, and Presley Ortiz.
Crosses back in again. Yeah, it's cleared away nicely to Tafu. Tafu drives in the shot, takes an awkward bounce. Oh, and it's gone in. A ball has gone in there. Mason to Tafu with the shot.
It's a couple of times now where they've been guilty of perhaps throwing the long ball too quickly. Muri Najjar, the flag has stayed down. A huge chance for Rockdale! Never think you know which way a game of football's going. Of course, to get one over there. Emergent enemy, that is a brilliant switch of play though. And an opportunity for Marconi to equalise. Another great save from Kane. Oh, brilliant. It's cleared away again. And then bashed in by Armson.
Free kick taken short. Olsen back on his feet. Curves it into the box, and it's going to be finished in the back post. Sutherland lead at Sydney United.
Smith Reserve here in round 18 action of the National Premier League New South Wales men's competition. It's the Southern District Raiders, the happier of the two sides after 45 minutes. A goal to Luka Knezovic. The difference here, a peep of the whistle from referee Nick McKay, and away we go for the second stanza. The Raiders kicking from right to left on your screens. Change at half-time as well for the hosts. As Fulton looks to hoist one forward, Pufflet giving chase. Lockie McGrath doing well enough. First touch there for Yakov Malbasa, who was at half-time change in place of Noah Chianese. The change they were thinking about making with about 10 or so minutes to go until half-time. Chianese succumbing to injury. So confirmation on that change for the hosts. Noah Chianese off, Yakov Malbasa on. He's had a healthy-ish return this season, Yakov Malbasa. 3 goals from his 4 starts. He was ice cold from the spot in the Raiders' last league outing. That 2-2 draw with Sutherland. But it's the University on the front foot with a corner here. Swung in deep towards the head of Lynch, who will rise to meet it. Figueroa can't quite claim it cleanly. Hacked clear. And then Knezovic to complete the clearance over halfway. Woolfield back to Prendergast, who will send it back from whence it came. Nodded on by Vinci, but straight to Bevan. Lockie McGrath will send it forwards. Here's Hannigan. Good looking slide rule ball into the channel there from Hannigan. Bodies falling everywhere in the box. It's delivered towards Knezovic, who was arriving late. Cleared just about by the University. Straight to Fulton. Aramugo continuing the press. University able to dig it out as far as Pufflet. Can't retain possession. Here's Letter though. Bundled over. Much to the chagrin of Ollie Pufflet there, who helps the Raiders captain back to his feet. Just on back on Yakov Malbasa, of course, as well as we said, he was ice cold from the spot in the Raiders' last league outing, but he'll be flying high at the moment, of course. The Raiders' number 9, he scored that 94th minute winner in the Cup against Wollongong Olympic in their last competitive fixture back on the 26th of May, sending them into that Waratah Cup semi-final that we mentioned earlier. For the second straight year. We did say as well, of course, it's a Super Saturday of football in the state's top flight. The early kick-off this afternoon, 3 o'clock, saw the Wanderers hosting Sydney United. Sydney United getting the job done in that one. Victorious by 2-0. Just kicking off elsewhere. Apia Leichhardt playing host to Manly United. Later this evening, of course, St George FC hosting Sutherland, and the late kick-off at 7:15. St George City playing host to Sydney Olympic. A match which could have real implications at the tail end of the table. Here's Fulton for the University. Trying to get his side back into it. It's picked out and hooked clear by Lesser. Everett finds Malfara. Referee just waited to see if Knezovic would get on the end of the pass from Malfara after he was dragged down when the ball was long gone. Assessed the situation and pulled it back for the free kick there. Here's Rag. Smart turn to create some separation with Woolfield, and a decent-looking ball here, giving Aramugo something to chase. First-time delivery is straight into the path of Grant Lynch, who himself has been heavily involved throughout proceedings. The University centre half, vastly experienced, of course. Here's Rag for the Raiders. Let up. McGrath will help it on now. Malfara. First time ball forward towards Malbusa, who is offside. Just not looking across the line there, Yakov Malbusa. Getting a bit of a ticking off from the referee as well here is Yakov Malbusa for casually prodding the ball away after the whistle had gone. Smart turn from Harb. Can't stick the pass though. Raiders able to repel everything thrown at them so far. Fabiano has body position there ahead of Malbusa. Malbusa takes away the legs of the University captain there. 5 minutes into the second stanza here, these two sides really trading punch and counter punch. Much as it was in the first half as well, really picked up where the first half left off. Rag rising against Woolfield, neither able to meet it. It falls kindly enough for Fulton. Rag gets body position there ahead of Woolfield, but can't get meaningful contact on the ball. Here's Ollie Pufflex, spinning and twisting and turning and finding support in the form of Fulton. Lockie Campbell now looks to stride past the attention of Aramugo. Loose pass so straight into the path of Bevan. Here's Knezovic. Able to evade Lynch, but not the second challenge. Sliding in there was Malfara, smartly evaded by Barbik. Well, plenty of action, of course, not just in the NPL, the state's top flight this evening, but also in the League One men's competition. As we go back to live action here, Malbusa just bundled off it by Claudio Fabiano. Plenty of discussions happening just in front of our vantage point here as well. Both benches with very differing opinions. Fourth official might need earplugs perhaps. As Malfara hoisted in, flicked goalwards. Didn't quite get the direction on the header though, did Lockie McGrath. And it was another one of those really wicked, flat sort of deliveries there from Malfara, nearly causing mayhem. He's let up under a little bit of pressure there from Harb. Raiders able to deal with it, but Malfara can't stick the back heel there towards Rag. Woolfield, just a coming together between Rag and Woolfield, and the whistle does go in the end. Again, the referee just waiting to see how it would play out, see if there would be any advantage for the University. They'll have a free kick for their troubles to be taken by Connor Quilligan. Well, everyone in a green shirt back behind the ball defending this latest set piece for the University as Quilligan hoists it into the evening sky and into the area. Nodded clear initially by Aramugo. The flag is up on this near touchline for an offside. Well, if this result is to stand, it would just be the second time that the Raiders have beaten the University. It would be the first time they've tasted victory over their counterparts since July of 2024. Knezovic, right it goes. Hannigan measuring the cross. Not getting the measurements correct though. Boston now affecting the press, and it's effective enough because the University have played it straight to the feet of Everett. Sent into the area, just too far ahead of Robert Aramugo. Of course, found himself on the score sheet last time these two sides met back in round 3. Robert Aramugo scoring that late equaliser in that 1-1 draw at the Village Green. As Prendergast has been caught out off his line. Oh my word, what a strike! It's Ethan Bevan! That is brilliant from Bevan. An absolute piece of magic. It was Malfara who effected the challenge. It popped out oh so kindly for Bevan. A quick look up, spotting Prendergast off his line and finishing with aplomb. First goal of the season. He doesn't get many, does Ethan Bevan? But I'll tell you what, not a bad way to get off the mark for the season. And a crucial one in the context of the game as well.
Second goal for the Raiders, Ethan Bevan. The Raiders up 2-0.
Well, no time to take a breath here whatsoever. Pufflet trying to hit back immediately. It's picked out by Everett. McGrath, Knezovic again helping it on. Hannigan rushing into that one. Strong enough, well, not quite. Cooper Hannigan can't retain it. Channel ball is picked out. Nick McKay happy to let play go on. Here's Fulton. He'll get a second go at the pass, Will Fulton. It's a very good one indeed. Hannigan's got some more defending to do. It's whipped wickedly across the face. Woolfield was arriving late at the back post and couldn't quite stretch enough to meet it.
Get back in, hurry up!
The University nearly hitting back just seconds after they conceded. It was just ahead of Pufflet. The final touch was off Figuera. Aramugo able to dig it out, and the Raiders able to dig it out of danger, out of their own half. Well, the University are coming, and they're coming strongly. Here's Lynch. Again, numbers to aim for, including Pufflet and Fulton. And Harb doesn't find any of them, though. Meshed by another green shirt. Well, the Raiders now having to repel wave after wave after wave of attack as this is swept into the area again. And a very sharp save indeed initially from Figuera. It's absolute chaos on the goal line to deny Jyden Harb. And Ethan Bevan again, not for the first time this evening, clearing just about off the line. Involved in action at both ends. He's been outstanding this evening, has Ethan Bevan. This time it's Rag, who's got body position ahead of Woolfield. Does well enough to prevent the corner, and Figueroa will complete the clearance. coming together just in front of our broadcast position here. The University keen to get on with it. Fulton, Pufflet. Back to goal here, Pufflet has support in the form of Barbic. Quilligan will help it on to Lynch. Swept in towards the back stick. No one arriving though for the University. They themselves are going to be readying a few changes of their own. Kai Kamakura. Well, he was stripped and ready. He's just putting his bib back on though. Well, you can cut the tension here at Ernie Smith with a spoon. It's the Raiders ahead by 2-0 against their old foes, the University of New South Wales. You've got a feel for the fourth official. He's copying it from both angles. McGrath can't hold on to the ball. It's Quilligan who can't hold on to it himself. Lynch will get there first, just ahead of Malbasa. Back to Figuera. Prendergast, my apologies. Amidst all the chaos. Sliding to keep it in play there is Hannigan. Jyden Harb, the speedster, looking to stretch his legs there. Bevan again had body position. Does well enough to just prod it over the touchline. I fancy we may actually see a triple change for the University coming up very shortly. As the flag goes up for offside, much to the cheers of the hosts, much to the chagrin of the students. And we are going to see that triple change now. Tachetin Kumsas, the number 8 being inserted. As we said, the 16, Kai Kamakura. And the 13, Sean Woods, all being inserted into the fray. As the University look to try and flip the script on this one. Claudio Fabiano withdrawn on his return to the starting 11. Toiled hard, but really nothing he could do about either of the Raiders' goals. Both really opportunistic, I guess, is the way that you could describe both of them. Knezovic opening the scoring in the first stanza, capitalising on the error from Tristan Prendergast before Ethan Bevan with a magical strike, catching Prendergast off his line just a few minutes ago.
Substitution for Unity. Number 8, Tachetin Kumsu. Number.
Well, the Raiders now happy to just slow it down and take a little bit of the sting out of this one.
An easy one. 13, Sean Wood.
Giving players, coaches and fans and commentators alike a chance to breathe. Now Nick McKay is going to issue a yellow card. Offensive that was brandished in the direction of Ollie Pufflet. May have actually been the Raiders defender who's been issued the card. We'll try and bring you confirmation on that as and when and if we can. As the tempo again goes up a notch. Aramugo does well to keep it in play. McGrath sliding challenge is from Wolfhill, and I fancy he may find his way into the referee's notebook. He does indeed. Fourth yellow card of the season there for Timothy Woolfield, who'll be walking a tightrope. Of course, 5 yellow cards equals that mandatory suspension. Certainly walking a tightrope for the rest of this game as well. Never mind the rest of the season. Referee Nick McKay is going to have to be absolutely eagle-eyed. Here, that crowd of massive bodies in the 6-yard box as it's whipped in again, repelled. Knotted clear by Fulton this time. The strike will come at the end of it all from Knezovic, again perhaps buoyed by his earlier goal. Can't find the target though, Luka Knezovic. Well, as we said, action elsewhere this evening. We can bring you an update. Well, there's not much of an update to bring from Lambert Park. 20 minutes in there between Apia and Manly United. Still deadlocked. All the action certainly very much unfolding here at Ernie Smith. The Raiders lead by 2-0. Would be their 5th win of the season if this result is to stand. The University will certainly have something to say about it though. Barbic. We'll get a second go at the pass there as well, able to link up with a teammate that time. Pufflet slices it out wide. Tarb will strike, blocked off by Hannigan. Raiders look to transition rapidly. Going through the gears and the ball is just left behind Malbasa. Easily cut out there by Lockie Campbell. Figueroa screaming for it, doesn't take it cleanly in the first instance, under some pressure there from Sean Woods, but able to claim it at the second bite. Popped a bit of a knock for his troubles there as well, did Michael Figueroa.
Let's go! Marky Lynchy lifters!
He's looking for his 3rd clean sheet of the season. First since round 14 at the start of May. In that Millwall draw with Spirit.
Let's go! Face up! Face up!
Clean sheet, of course, would ensure 3 points remain home here in Moorebank for these Raiders. Been good value for it this evening. Lynch again getting there ahead of Malbasa. Pufflet. Outstanding strength from Ollie Pufflet there under the pressure from McGrath. Hannigan getting there ahead of Harb. Before Figueroa just clips it back over the top for his fullback there in Cooper Hannigan. Knezovic. Well, there's take your pick as to which infraction the whistle has gone for there. Knezovic and Hannigan both dumped to the deck. Each stoppage in favour of the Raiders, of course, allowing them to just dictate the terms on which the game is played. It's Rag stretching, unable to reel it in. Campbell hooks it over his shoulder. Barbic, who just hasn't quite been able to get into the game this evening, Anthony Barbic. Hannigan. It's a long way ahead of Knezovic. Lynch, always favourite to get there. Raking crossfield. Switch of play there is a very good one, straight into the path of Sean Woods. Who was in turn blocked off by James Letter. Pufflet. First time delivery is claimed, plucked out of the evening sky there by Figueroa. Who now gets the countdown from the referee. Holds it until the last available moment before sending it over halfway. And just playing kick to kick there with Prendergast, who has no interest in playing that game. Rolls it to the feet of Grant Lynch instead. The Raiders are going to make another change in just a moment. We'll just see how this plays out first, though, as it's dinked over the top by Quilligan. No flag and prodded wide. That was the moment you have to feel for the University. It's a wonderful ball in from Quilligan. And when Jordan Harb is in that sort of position, you expect to see the net bulge. Perhaps the pressure, the sense of occasion, the sense of the enormity of the equation just getting the better of Jordan Harb there as he just dragged his effort wide, and the Raiders will now take the opportunity to make that change. Robert Aramugo withdrawn. Riley Cox-Barlow introduced into the fray to see out the final 20 minutes plus any time added on. Bezovic. Hannigan overlapping. Malbasa looks to help it on. Again, repelled this time by the University, who know they need to get it on the move quickly, and they do just so. Clipped in by Sean Woods. Figueroa can't claim it again, and guess who's on hand to clean up? It's Ethan Bevan. Well, it's not my job to pick a player of the match or the 3-2-1s, but I feel, of course, all too often that defenders don't get the credit they deserve, as Barbic now looks to make some inroads. Barbic, oh, he's blazed it wide. Looked surprised that the chance had presented itself to him. And perhaps that played a real factor in the finish, or lack thereof. But the University are well and truly fired up. They are throwing everything at this one. They try and gain a foothold back into this match. 2-0, a very dangerous scoreline, of course, as Malbasa, my apologies, felt he was impeded. Nothing doing, says the referee, and Malbasa again will look to apply the press against Campbell. Here's Lynch now. Cool as you like, the veteran defender. Again, it's that crossfield switch of play that we've seen so often in this second half towards Woods. Woolfield. Cleared off the penalty spot by the Raiders. Campbell stepping forward, can't retain possession, and Malbasa might find himself in some space here. Not if Grant Lynch has anything to do with it. Handball indicated by the referee. And a yellow card for good measure as well, brandished in the direction of Grant Lynch. Football's a game of opinions. Two very differing sets of them being presented by the benches below us. The Raiders will be happy to take the opportunity to take a few more seconds off the clock here. Alfara, curling delivery, no real sort of purpose or direction. Second ball is kind for the Raiders to McGrath, all the way back by Hannigan to Figueroa, who puts his foot through it first time and sends it back from whence it came to the head of Grant Lynch.
Stop being lazy, get on side.
Well, you can perhaps hear what Goran Laboya thinks of the work rate there from Yakov Malbasa, who was found offside. Now everyone behind the ball defending this latest foray forward. As Lynch again clips it wide. Repelled again by Lockie McGrath. Anywhere will do. Now the Raiders will look to get their line up. The University will look to try and peg them back. Woolfield just on a different wavelength to Sean Woods on that occasion. Into the sort of half space it went. Woods was drifting wide. Well, that's an uncharacteristic loose header there from Lynch, allowing Cox Barlow to steal in, only for a moment though. Barbich was back doing his defensive duties. And swept in. Here's Quilligan who will strike. Into a real crowded, massive green jerseys there. The end result, just a corner. Aaron Laboya very vociferously urging attention from his troops as the corner is swung in. Figueroa gets a strong paw to it initially. Hooked clear by that man again, Ethan Bevan. Well, no flag risen by the Lions person on this near touch line, but it did look fairly cut and dry that Ollie Pufflet was in an offside position, despite the protests and best intentions of the University bench, perhaps. Speaking of the University bench, they are going to their bench once more. Alex Malfara will enter the fray, as will Kevin Lopez. Woolfield and Quilligan off. Perhaps preservation for Timothy Woolfield, as well as he is carrying that yellow card. Knezovic just slided into the channel. Fairly comfortably picked out. Charlie Ragg will be in no real rush to get us back underway. Cox Barlow. Ragg can't keep it in play, just running out of real estate on the near touch line. Sean Woods now will hoist it back into play. Everett's cussing out the pass initially. Barbich now looking to make some inroads on this near touch line. Doesn't have the beating of Charlie Ragg. Inside it goes. First touch from Lopez. Straight to the feet of Lockie McGrath. Hannigan now sending it forwards. Numbers flooding forward in waves here. A sea of yellow jerseys awaiting the delivery in the area. Delivery which does not quite arrive on time. Barbic again looking to skip inside, and it's very well defended on that occasion by Knezovic, but Alex Malfara will get there first. Now Sean Woods. Coming together here between Alex Malfara and Luka Knezovic. Knezovic has come off the worst for wear. Now Nick McKay has some sorting out to do on the benches here. Sturt talking to for the University of New South Wales coaching staff there from referee Nick McKay, saying no more. Meanwhile, it's still all going on here. Malfara and Letta exchanging ideas and opinions, perhaps. Meanwhile, Luka Knezovic is still down receiving some treatment. Alex Malfara wants to get things on the move. Referee Nick McKay advising that he has stopped the clock. He will be taking this stoppage into account come the end of 90 minutes. Which, with the speed at which this game has been played at, will be here before you know it. The first half absolutely well and truly flew by. The second half picked up right where that first half left off, being played at an absolute rate of knots. But it's controlled chaos. At times, poetry. Always thoroughly entertaining. Figueira gets us back underway. The Raiders are going to make another change as they return to their full complement of 11 now. Knezovic seemed able to continue. Thomas Mako, another new introduction to the club this season, signing from Sydney United. He's receiving some final instructions from the Raiders coaching staff. Figueira's had to come a long way to reach this one, and reach it he does. Again, over halfway. Again, it's Grant Lynch winning the aerial contest. How many times does that happen? Here's Sebastian Malfara. Knezovic will help it on. Straight into the path of Charlie Ragg, who looks to invert, shifting onto his right. Ragg will strike! It was dipping and swirling and swerving and moving absolutely everywhere. Matched by an even better save by Tristan Prendergast, who had to readjust his footing 3 or 4 times after the ball left the wicked right boot of Charlie Ragg. I'll tell you what, that was such a pure and clean strike, hitting absolute turbulence on the way through. They'll have a corner for their endeavours. Low, flat delivery. It's the overhead kick, attempting the spectacular. Charlie Ragg again, I think it was. They're going to have to track back quickly here. Apologies, I think it may have actually been Cox Barlow who attempted the overhead kick. In any case, over the top it goes towards Malbasa. It's comfortable for Prendergast. Take nothing away from the save from Prendergast as well. Just a moment or so ago. A lesser goalkeeper surely beaten by that sort of quality of a strike. Harb is the wall pass. Numbers arriving in the middle. Lopez will strike, blocked off. Get back inside. Kumsas in towards the head of Lopez, repelled initially by Letta. Was there a hand? The University surely thinks so. The referee disagrees. And now the Raiders look to hit back and ice the game. Malbasa, one-on-one with Lynch. Malbasa will strike. And it's harmless in the end, the strike from Jakov Malbasa. The Raiders now will get the opportunity to make that change that we discussed just a moment ago. Thomas Mako entering the fray. Lockie Everett withdrawn. Thomas Mako entrusted to see out the final 7 or so minutes, plus any time added on, of which I fancy there may be a little bit. Swept into the area and again plucked out by the trustworthy hands of Michael Figueira, who again to use as much of the referee's countdown as possible before releasing the ball. It's a good-looking release as well to Charlie Ragg. Here's Knezovic. Letta. Just wants to play keep ball here, the Raiders. Mako and now Letta. Rag wants to skip past the challenge there of Pufflet. Final touch is off Ollie Pufflet. Figueira showing no interest in playing out from the back on that occasion. Malbasa couldn't quite meet it with his head. It's Campbell that beat him to it, but the Raiders will have it back on halfway. Thomas Mako spinning and twisting and turning and waiting for support. Playing back to McGrath, who will clip one wide. Malfara, who will hook one over his shoulder, straight onto the, or into the path, I should say. My apologies, of Grant Lynch. And now, University again looking to make some inroads. Whistle goes in their favour. The foul there on Sean Woods. They're just going to have to send just about everyone forward here, the Uni. Big targets, the likes of Grant Lynch and Ollie Pufflet. Lockie Campbell wants it at this far post as well. We'll go towards the head of Pufflet. Pufflet and Campbell were both rising for the same ball. Just brushes off the head of Ollie Pufflet, who tried to guide it goalwards, but didn't have the direction required. Into the final 5 minutes of regulation time here at Ernie Smith. Is there a late twist in the tail? The Raiders so far have been able to frustrate their visitors today at every turn. We did see late drama last time these two sides met, of course, back in round 3 in that 1-1 draw. Uni were ahead after 10 minutes, but Robert Aramugo scoring right at the death in the 92nd to level proceedings and forcing a share of the spoils. Nezovic. Oh, that's masterfully done to create some separation between he and Lynch. And now rides another challenge as well, Knezovic. Delivery is blocked off at the source by Barbik. Knezovic couldn't quite stick the pass. University looking to try and bring it under their spell. That's a good turn from Lopez. Not quite the pass to match though. Mako. Knezovic giving Malbasa something to chase. He is quick, but not quite that quick. Lack of Malbasa.
McGrath, stick to him, McGrath! You and Bear!
Lynch.
McGrath!
Assessing the options in front, unhappy with what was presented to him, goes square. Now it's Campbell. Some width being injected here. Barbik measuring the cross into the 6-yard box. Malfara was arriving late, but Figueira will gratefully plunge on the ball there and soak up a few more valuable seconds. Swirling about in the air for an age there. A real tester for Grant Lynch, who's only able to knot it down to his counterpart. Delivery is forthcoming. Straight into the arms of Tristan Prendergast. Who understands the urgency of the assignment. Getting things back on the move immediately. Here's Alex Malfara. Sean Woods. Blocked off initially. He'll get it back though, Woods, and try the little outside of the foot pass towards Harb. It's a smart turn there from Pufflet, but Charlie Ragg gets body position, and it's an easy one for the referee to give there, really. Arm across the body there from Ollie Pufflet on Charlie Ragg. And another opportunity for the Raiders to eat up the clock. Figueroa wants his teammates getting higher up the pitch. Won't matter with the ball out like that though, straight into touch. Not quite a 40-20. Here's Alex Malfara. Again looking to switch the point of attack out to the far touchline. Harb wants to isolate Cooper Hannigan and drive it. His defender here, Dryden Harb. Just took one touch too many perhaps though. Perhaps tired legs, perhaps caught in two minds. Barbic measuring the cross. Well, perhaps not. He's going himself. Blocked off by Charlie Ragg, and we've just seen there's going to be 6 minutes of time added on. Much to the bewilderment, perhaps, of Goran Lavoya. We did posit that perhaps there would be a few minutes of time to be added on. There's been a couple of stoppages, but it's been played at a real rate of knots, as we said, high octane, high tempo stuff from both sides.
You call me a gypsy? You call me a gypsy, you racist fuck. Is that what you
It's
just
getting really
said?
heavy
Fucking racist.
on the benches now.
Fuck you. Call me a fucking gypsy.
Referee Nick McKay is going to be summoned across to the area, and he's going to have a bit more sorting out to do here as well.
Hey, stop, sit down.
Apologies if you are getting any of this language coming through over the effects mics. It's rather testy for a game that in the most part has certainly been played in good spirits. As we said, it's been a wonderful display of football from both sides who have a long and storied rivalry, somewhat of course. Both sides, both promoted to the state's top flight this year following their successes in the League One men's competition last year. University, as we said, gaining automatic promotion, finishing top of the pile after 30 rounds. The Raiders going up via that Pro-Rel playoff against the Mariners. James Leonard, the Raiders captain, urging for calm, keeping his cool, keeping his head while others around those seemingly losing theirs a little bit. It's a bit of a sour note to a game which has been thoroughly enjoyable, but on the positive, I suppose, we're going to see most of that time added on as well, perhaps. Figueroa is eventually able to get us back underway, sends it over halfway. It looked like there was a bit of a late challenge on James Leonard. He's back to his feet very quickly though. All smiles and handshakes, and here's Knezovic. We'll get the return pass as well. Now Ragg. He's being urged to play the high percentage pass. Worked his way into a little bit of pressure there, Charlie Ragg. He's able to clip one forwards. But it's easy regulation stuff for Prendergast. Lynch now will stride forward from the heart of defence. The university searching for a source of inspiration here. Clipped in towards Pufflet, and once again, guess who? Ethan Bevan sends it clear. He's going to come straight back at them. Barbic. Malfara will prod it towards goal. Figueroa will plunge low to his left to smother that. May have been just drifting wide of his left-hand upright in any case, but happy to eat up the clock. A few more valuable seconds. The Raiders in line for their fifth victory of the season. Their first victory over the university since July of 2024.
Get up in front of someone.
Is there a late drama, late flip of the script here perhaps for the university? a late twist in the tail. Well, they will have a corner for their endeavours. It's the 5th minute of the originally indicated 6. It's not a goalwards! Met by a very strong ball from Michael Figueira, who is determined to ensure his sheets remain clean. They've got another corner to deal with though. Swung in once again. Rising is Wood. Didn't get any real sort of power behind the header though, and Figueira is happy to release this one quickly. Knezovic is dragged down there by Kunsus, who will find his way into the referee's notebook. Well, it's a foul he perhaps had to make there, Kunsus. Luka Knezovic was absolutely herring forward there. He was going away from goal and he was a fair way out, but in any case, the Raiders won't mind. Well, we said earlier you could cut the tension with a spoon. It's only got even more and more tense since then. Sebastian Malfara to get us back into action now. Hoisted deep. Prendergast comes and claims cleanly. Gets it back underway quickly. Hoisted upfield in the direction of Woods. Alex Malfara can't make any further inroads. Dryden Harb looks to do just that. Blocked off by Hannigan. Another University corner through the initially indicated 6 minutes of time added on here. As I said, I fancy we will see another minute or two added on. I've just heard about 90 seconds left to play as the corner is swung in centrally, nodded goalwards and over the crossbar in the end. Well, that might just be that for the University. It really feels like the story of their evening. Take nothing away from the performance, though, from these Raiders, who have been simply masterful, capitalising on the opportunities that were presented to them. It was Luka Knezovic, of course, who opened the scoring, as this is nodded on towards Malpasa. Driven forwards again towards Woods. Woods might just get there. Well, he's left a little bit in on Figueira there. And again, a difference of opinions between the two sets of players and benches. Figueira has remained down, come off the worst for wear after that challenge from Sean Woods. Just the coming together between the two players, of course. Woods understanding the desperation of the situation. Even though at this late juncture it may have proved nothing than a late consolation. But that might just be that. It is indeed a peep of the whistle from referee Nick McKay. Indicates full time, and that is 3 points secured at home for these Southern District Raiders. Their first victory over the University since July 2024. And a thoroughly professional performance from the hosts this evening. It was a game that had it all. Action at both ends. And a pulse that absolutely refused to yield. Luka Knezovic got us underway in the first stanza, capitalising on the error from Tristan Prendergast to slot home into an empty net. Ethan Bevan was involved at both ends, 2 goal line clearances and a goal to his name for his efforts this evening. It's a 5th win of the season for these Southern District Raiders, and they were very good value for it as well indeed. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure having your company this evening on the Football New South Wales channels. But from myself, Pete Pryor, I'll see you all next time. From me, it's bye for now.